Freshman year on campus is filled with many opportunities. It's a fresh start with what seems to be endless possibilities, but it can also cause some problems. For some freshmen, it's the first time on their own and living with someone new. Making the transition isn't always easy.
It's a real big adjustment when you go from having your own room and your own kind of style and everything to, out here when you live with somebody, just, you and your roommate together kind of thing. You gotta make some adjustments every once in a while.
A lot is asked of those who serve as resident assistants. They bear a lot of responsibility.
Like if someone comes up to me and is like, hey, how do I do that, and that? And then I'll be like, oh, we'll just type it in the search bar. And they kind of hesitate and they're like, okay. So I think they physically want me to do things for them to kind of take the place of their parents.
Freshmen have to learn about organizing themselves, which includes setting schedules for eating, washing clothes, and cleaning dishes. Even so, that first year can also be a fun time.
The good thing about millennials is that they're really teamwork oriented. So they work together and they're really interested in having a lot of activities in the dorm, so that makes things fun.
This year, the Texas State freshman population is bigger than ever and is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. With limited number of living space available on campus, the students are going to have to continually adjust to the situation they're put into. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jason Bridge.
Students interested in trying new ways to exercise are among those attending the Rec Center's group exercise classes. These classes, 15 in all, include cycling, boxing, cardio remix, and yoga.
The teacher is my favorite thing about that class. She's absolutely amazing. And I believe there are 2 different kinds of yoga classes, Ashtanga yoga offered at the Rec, and that's the same thing every single time. But this yoga is different every time. It's just regularly yoga.
The Rec Center has posted its group exercise schedule at various locations across campus. One can also find the information at the Rec Center or on the center's website. A $60 fee per semester gives students unlimited access to the classes.
Compared to any other gym anywhere, that is extremely cheap. It includes all the classes for a whole semester, and it's just extremely affordable for students.
Having a pass allows students to try new and challenging fitness courses that meet their needs.
2025, which is a step and then cardio class, that's been a hit, and that one's been around for a while. It's always a full class. Total body toning does well also, and then Zumba, which is it's a dance specialty class, Latin dance. That one is pretty popular also.
Whether you're looking for a peaceful yoga class or an intense game of basketball, the Texas State Rec Center offers a group exercise class for all interests. For Bobcat Update, I'm Natalie Pendergrass. Many teens and young adults are causing serious accidents when trying to send texts while they drive. Several studies show it's just as dangerous as driving drunk with a blood alcohol content of 0.08. The Texas State University Police Department warns students about the dangers.
It creates a distraction in the vehicle for the driver. They're not paying attention to what's happening on the roadway because they're looking at their phone, and potentially can end up causing them to have an accident.
Many students, though, remain unconvinced that texting while driving is as dangerous as driving drunk.
I don't know if it's that bad, but you do take your eyes off the road a little bit, so it might be just as bad pretty much. You're not as impaired, but you aren't looking at the road, so it's basically the same thing.
Other students say they are able to text and drive without causing problems.
I try not to do it a lot, but I don't know. I guess because I'm a pretty good driver, even when I'm doing it, I don't see it's a problem.
Following several accidents and deaths resulting from texting and driving, 30 states have put bans on texting behind the wheel. It is now banned in Austin and is prohibited in school zones in San Marcos. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jen Nickel.
Shorter days and longer nights. Moods seem to have changed after we adjusted our clocks a couple weeks ago, and the daylight hours will be fewer and fewer as the winter season approaches. Natalie Pendergrass reports on the impact of these changes.
Many students and faculty are having a hard time adjusting their schedules.
I would tell them to just sit down and write out their schedule so that they can have time to do what they need to do before they have to be walking outside by themselves in the dark.
According to health officials, having a predictable sleep pattern or the lack of one affects one's mood.
Everybody has different sort of physical ways of dealing with it. Some people adjust overnight. Some people it takes a few days. If you're one of those people, you might start a day or two early, kind of trying to get up a little bit earlier or a little bit later, since we did fall back this time, to kind of adjust ahead of time.
Changing clocks from daylight savings time to standard time gave some people an excuse to party for an extra hour.
The hour later was awesome. Like, it made my night so much better. But I know in spring I'm going to be kind of sad, so.
For others, clock shifting is an irrelevant exercise. It simply doesn't matter. For example, Aviation Club President Brian Dirks says any time is a good time to fly.
If you want to fly at night, it could be an advantage because it gets darker earlier. You're not going to have to be out as late.
You can look at the time difference in two ways. Either it can give you a dark early start in your day or completely throw off your sleep schedule. As for me, it just means I can come out a little earlier and enjoy the cool weather. For Bobcat Update, I'm Natalie Pendergrass.
While wandering through the quad most weekdays, it's hard to ignore the delicious smell of sausage wraps and various other foods. When students stop to buy a snack, they also help organizations raise funds. Before setting up on the quad, approval must be sought from CASO, which stands for Campus Activities and Student Organizations. A solicitation form and a food waiver have to be signed. The whole process takes about a week. Food prices are set by the organizations.
This homecoming season marks the one-year anniversary of Memorial Garden. Last year, the Texas State Pride and Traditions Committee opened the garden to pay respects to students, faculty, and alumni who have passed away. The Memorial Garden is located in between Lampasas and Flowers Hall. Plaques can be purchased for $400 to honor a loved one.